Thank you to Helix for sponsoring today's video. Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and conveniently shipped right to your door. Everybody's different and Helix knows that. They made the sleep quiz to match your unique body type and sleep preference to make the perfect mattress for you. If you sleep with a partner, you can even take the sleep quiz together and find something that's the perfect compromise for both of you. Based on our results, Helix matched us with the Helix Dusk Luxe. We have had our new mattress for a few months now and we absolutely love it. It's super comfortable and we can't believe we tolerated our old mattress as long as we did. Buying online and having it shipped directly to us was one of the best parts about this mattress. With your Helix Sleep mattress, you get a 100-night sleep trial along with a 10-year warranty and their financing options and flexible payment plans. Helix delivers your mattress right to your door for free within the U.S. It comes rolled up in a box and super easy to set up yourself. We love our Helix and think you would too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix. Click on the link below or go to helixsleep.com/redpoppy for up to $200 off your Helix Sleep mattress plus 2 free pillows.
And this guy came in, and when he opened the door to come in, it was really dark inside the pool hall. When he opened the door, I could see the sunlight behind this man as he opened the door, and he filled up the entire doorway. He wasn't very tall, but he filled up the entire doorway. You know who it was? It was Mike Tyson, the professional boxer. This is in like 1994 when he was so popular. He would hang out down there in Arizona quite a bit. He came in this pool hall. I was afraid to talk to him. I didn't get anywhere near him. He came in the pool hall, and that little Japanese man and Mike Tyson with his friends just sat and watched that old man for like 3 hours. And he just sat and watched him. And the old guy would tell him his tricks and stuff. So, happy birthday, dear Callie. Happy birthday to you. Come on, get it. There we go. For the last week or so, the new rooster, the new hens, all of them have been locked up. So they know this is home, number one, and number two, we're trying to figure out who's laying and who's not laying. But it's time for them to come out. The weather's still beautiful, and there's only a few more days like this, and so I want to turn them loose and let them do their thing and just kind of watch and see if this evening, if they come back like they're supposed to. Get back, chickens. So we're 2 days away from another storm setting in, but this storm that's about to set in is 4 days long, on and off anyway, for 4 days, which basically means, as you can tell, if it gets any more wet than it already is, there's no way I'm going to be able to get up here. One of the last things that I need to do is get those pipes insulated, and I'm going to build a little box, and I'm going to put insulation in there around those pipes. And I also need to put some sealant on the back side of that door, and then it's officially ready to go for winter. I mean, it looks like the siding's probably going to have to wait until next spring. In order to be cautious and a little bit safe, I want to get these pipes insulated, and insulated well, before winter officially sets in. There are two shut-off valves on the bottom of both of these tanks that need to be insulated. And the best way I can figure to do that is to build a separate box around these two valves where I can still lift a lid and shut the ball valves off if I need to, and still have the insulation to keep the pipes from freezing and breaking. I saved just a little bit of the Roxol insulation that was left over to pack in the box and pack around the pipes and the ball valves to hopefully keep them from freezing. Again, with the scrap OSB, I'm going to create a lid that will seal the box. And then I'm going to cut a lid within the lid so I can lift that lid and shut those ball valves off if I ever need to do it, and do it in a hurry. The one thing I haven't been able to do in the past is get into the water tank shed in a timely manner, because on the old shed it took me about 5 minutes to remove the old door. Having an insulated box over the top of these pipes and valves is probably a little bit overkill. I actually feel confident that the new water tank shed will stay warm enough that those pipes would never freeze, but I'm not crazy about taking chances. If these pipes froze and then broke up here, right next to these water tanks, the only option would be for the 5,000 gallons of water to leak out onto the ground right here, and I do not want that. The lid's a little bit tight, and I'm running out of daylight, but this is good enough. If I have to get that open and shut those valves off in a hurry, that's not that big of a deal. The last thing that I really wanted to do, and I don't know if I'm going to get to do it, is I wanted to put a cellular thermometer up here. We're too far away from the house for the Wi-Fi to work, so it would have to be a some sort of a cellular temperature sensor that there's got to be one out there. I just haven't found it yet. So, but I feel more than confident that this is This is going to be just fine even on the really, really, really cold days. Even if we have some crazy 20 below cold snap, this will be fine. Ruby, let's go. Ruby. Let's go. Hey, what are you doing? Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Hold on. All right, that's my excavator, and that's the mechanic's yard that's going to fix my excavator. I told the Kobelco dealer not to come back. Not that it really matters. They weren't going to come back anyway. For the last 7 months that they've kind of been stringing me along, they've probably spent less than an hour and a half actually working on the machine. So I just went back to the guys that everybody initially told me to have work on my machine, and I would guess they'll get it figured out here pretty quick. We know more about the machine. Naturally, over the last 7 months, I've figured out a few things that I think might be the issue with that machine. I just need somebody to work on it. So those guys are going to be the ones that work on it. So hopefully, if all goes well, I have that thing back up at my place really soon. I hadn't been down here in quite some time, and just seeing that excavator, again, I'm reminded that that's the perfect excavator for my situation. Okay, we have a storm setting in tomorrow morning, and I put off adjusting these back rain gutters to the last possible minute, partly because it's not the most enjoyable work, I suppose. But now at this point, if I don't get these rain gutters adjusted properly, it's not going to happen until May. And going through another winter in the position that it's in, they may get damaged. So it's windy as I'll get out, and I basically just have to dive in and get it done. So. With the little bit of snow that we've already had, I could see that the way I adjusted the rain gutters on the front of the house on both the first and second story was perfect, because the snow slid off the roof without getting anywhere near the rain gutters. Yet the rain gutters still caught the rain that came down and drained perfectly as I hoped they would. On that same day where I watched the front rain gutters perform as they should, I recognized that the back rain gutters were catching all of the snow. And I know that once we get some significant snow, the snow could very easily rip the rain gutters off. So what I'm doing is slightly adjusting these rain gutters to get them a little bit further up under the eaves of the roof,
And I'm also using water and a string line to make sure the gutters have proper fall all the way to the drain. With a few adjustments, I've now got the back rain gutter pretty much figured out, which means this should be the last time I get on the roof for the rest of winter. I get to watch the solar panels and see how much snow accumulates underneath them, and there is a possibility I may have to get up here and shovel a little bit of that snow off. But I'm hoping that my days of getting up on roofs shoveling off the snow are over. I still have the lower rain gutter on the first story on the back of the house that needs to be done, but if all goes well, I won't get back up on this roof until next summer.
I got the rain gutters completely finished and installed in a way where the snow will now slip over the top of it without doing damage, yet it will still catch the rain as the rain comes off the roof. The downpipe is secured and again away from the foundation the way I want it, and so really that's done. It wasn't like it was that big of a job, but there obviously is some thinking involved to get it to drain properly, and so I've been putting that off for a while, but I'm happy to have it done. I think I'm gonna go play pool with the kids out in the shop. Hey, Callie wants to break?
I'll break too.
Callie's 1 through 5. Reed 6 through 10. I'm 11 through 15.
I thought I was 11 through 15.
I'll be 11 through 15.
What? I want to know first.
Chalk is cheap. Oh, good break. Good break. Reed's up. Okay, here we go. Give me the chalk, baby. Okay, who's 10? Reed. Bring it up a little bit.
Oh.
Hey, look at that! Alright, extra spicy tonight.
Mine. Wait. That was Ruby Man.
Or 2. There you go. Good job. Okay, Reader. Don't mess up, bro. Because you see how I play, right? You miss. Or maybe the last minute you go.
Wait, I'm 6 through 10?
Side pocket. Sorry. Love you, stuff. It's all fair.
Sure.
It's gonna say that for miss.
How do I know where to go?
Buddy,
Read.
How? This is what I'm talking about.
I wish I could tell you that I did not spend as much time as I spent in the pool halls, but I spent too much time in the pool halls. 6 in the corner.
Did you gamble?
Of course not. Hey, look at that!
Oh, nice.
Hey, look at that! Dad just smoked everybody. One shot. And I'll teach you, son. That's how it works. You don't need to get upset. I'll teach you everything I know. I promise I will. But part of that comes from practicing. I didn't quite put enough on it. Yeah, this pool table's horrible. I was hoping I'd get back here. I used to go to the pool halls at lunchtime, and I wouldn't leave until it was dark. So one down here, I would watch this old man. He would stand over in the corner by himself. Okay? He was about this tall. He was Japanese, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're only allowed 5 shots. make all the balls. You pick the order. Okay, so he would go each ball, and that old guy would do that for hours and hours and hours, and I would just watch him and I would practice whatever he did. One day this guy came into the pool hall. It was lunchtime. There's only like 5 people in the pool hall, and this guy came in, and when he opened the door to come in, it was really dark inside the pool hall. When he opened the door, I could see the sunlight behind him. Boom, there's one. I could see the sunlight behind this man as he opened the door, and he filled up the entire doorway. He wasn't very tall, but he filled up the entire doorway. You know who it was? It was Mike Tyson, the professional boxer. This is in like 1994 when he was so popular. He would hang out down there in Arizona quite a bit. He came in this pool hall. I was afraid to talk to him. I didn't get anywhere near him. He came in the pool hall, and that little Japanese man and Mike Tyson with his friends just sat and watched that old man for like 3 hours. And he just sat and watched him. And the old guy would tell him his tricks and stuff. So that's my.
Tell me my tricks or your tricks? You didn't tell me.
Sorry. Scared to buy it. He had a bunch of bodyguards with him. I remember that. And they had some fancy cars, fancy Mercedes. Okay, what was supposed to be a very light rainstorm has put down about 3 inches of the heaviest, wettest snow you can imagine. And heavy, wet snow breaks limbs off trees. But last night we had 40 to 60 mile an hour winds come through before this snowstorm set in. And it knocked over at least one tree, which one of the neighbors took care of. But at least one tree has fallen across the road. And I need to go down and see if any more work needs to be done to make sure it's clear, and also to make sure that when I do start plowing with a plow truck that I'm not going to hit it. The tree was big enough that it crossed a couple of fences, I think, and blocked the only road in and out of our property up here. So me and Ruby are going to run down and look at it. Come here. Look over here. Over here. It's warmer over here. We're gonna take my truck. It's still snowing enough, and we're both gonna be freezing before this is over. So I'm gonna drive my truck down there instead. Okay, I've got this driver's side bracket for the most part figured out. Now I have to do the same exact thing and make sure that the mount is hanging in the same exact place on the other side. And then I'm gonna put some plating that really should stiffen everything up, but I'm gonna weld it all together with this new welder that I picked up. It is a 25-year-old Hobart Beta MIG 1800. Now this welder was made back before Hobart sold out, so it's still good stuff. A lot of these older welders are getting pretty popular, and this thing popped up online locally. The price was right. What's crazy is I paid more for the cylinder than I did for the welder. But once I have everything figured out, I should have basically all the welders that I need around here. That welder can weld anything that I'm ever gonna really need. But I've never wired 220 out here to the shop. I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna need it. But since we've upgraded the solar system the way that we have over the last couple of years, I'm more than confident that this welder will run off our batteries. So
So I picked up a Hobart Beta MIG 1800 from about 1997 that's still in really good condition. The price was right and it was close by, and for some reason those older welders are kind of interesting to me, and I'm curious to see how it's going to perform using our solar system and batteries as its source of power. I'm using a 3-foot piece of 3-inch flat stock as the main structure for the snowplow mount, and the old Rosebud is getting the job done heating it up. On our next video, you're going to get to see the conclusion of welding up and fabricating and all the stuff that I had to do to get this Blizzard snowplow mount to work on the front of this truck. And if all goes well, by the end of next week, I'll have the motor and transmission in this truck and maybe even fired up for the first time. We wanted to real quickly just say thank you. We will see you in a few days, hopefully with the conclusion of the plow truck mount and probably more snow.